As I've said in multiple features on Go Nintendo over the years, Clubhouse Games is one of my favorite games. I played that game so much with friends back in the day. We would do local multiplayer all the time. We'd go into the collection, pick our favorite games, and just play, and it was just something we did over and over and over again. It was a great facilitator for conversation because, a lot of these games are games you've played all your life. There's card games that you're very familiar with, or other, simple board games that you already know really well. And you play those and you talk with friends while you're doing it and you just have fun. It's the same thing you do in real life. If you're playing a game of checkers or blackjack or whatever with friends, you're paying attention to the game, but you don't need to focus intensely on the game because it's not that detailed. It's not that sophisticated. So you're playing the game passively and having fun with friends by talking and, whatever. And that's exactly what Clubhouse Games 51 Worldwide Classics allows you to do. It's another collection of games where you can play local multiplayer, you can hop online with friends, and you just play the game and passively have fun. I've been lucky enough to spend a good chunk of time with Clubhouse Games 51 Worldwide Classics. That includes single player and online play with a friend. I haven't played every game yet. There's still a decent amount to go through, but what I have played has been a ton of fun. It's hard not to have fun with this kind of game, especially if you're playing with friends. Now, there's certainly stuff you can do in single player. There's stuff like, Spider Solitaire that you're not going to play with friends, obviously. And there's plenty of people who sink, countless hours into those kind of games. You have an app on your phone, maybe, where you play Spider Solitaire over and over and over. And Clubhouse Games 51 Worldwide Classics let you do that. So there are certain single player games that are going to keep you busy on your own, but there's no doubt that Clubhouse Games 51 Worldwide Classics is going to shine when it comes to playing with other people. A lot of these games are built for playing with multiple other people. Again, be that online with friends or online with random players. It's just these are games that are meant to be party games experienced in a party situation. And if you manage to get into that situation, you can have an absolute ton of fun. So you can certainly enjoy this game in single player, but you're probably going to spend the bulk of your time playing local multiplayer or online multiplayer, be that with friends or strangers. And there's a ton of different games here to play, and you're going to be familiar with a lot of them, and there's going to be other ones you won't have any idea what they are, but then when you play them, you're like, oh, I know what this game is. It's just this game given a different name. For example, there is a game called Yacht Dice, which is Yahtzee, but they obviously can't call it Yahtzee because of licensing issues. And there's a game called Last Card, which is actually Uno. So there's a whole bunch of things in here where you're like, I've never heard of this game in my entire life, and then you go to see like the little intro to it, and you're like, oh, I know what this game is, I understand. So there's a lot of things in here that you're already going to know how to play, and everybody's going to be able to jump in easily. Again, I have a lot more to explore here, but I will tell you there are way, way more hits than misses. Obviously, with any game collection, there's going to be titles included that you enjoy more than others, but from what I've played, there's a really, really small amount that I don't enjoy, and it's not that I hate them. I'm just like, I could play it once or twice and I'm good. But there's a lot more instances where I'm like, man, that was a ton of fun, and I didn't expect it to be. Something like toy baseball, for example. I'm not really a traditional sports fan, but I wanted to give toy baseball a shot, and it's a blast. It's a lot of fun. It's a very simplified version of baseball, obviously, but there's an arcade, like an old school arcade aspect to it, because basically one person is pitching, which means they shoot the ball across the field. The other person is trying to swing to hit it, and then wherever the ball goes, there's slots on the baseball field that get you a certain amount of runs, or there's outfielders who are trying to stop the ball that you don't control. They just go back and forth. So it's very simplified, but it's still a ton of fun. And I'm very excited to get back into that one. And that's how a lot of them go when I'm not familiar with them off the bat. Obviously, I had some idea what baseball was going to be like, but the execution made it that much more fun. Again, by and large, a lot of these are extremely easy to play and very straightforward. There are a couple instances where you hop into a game and you might have a predetermined idea about how it should control. and you go to use the controls and you're like, oh my god, what's going on here? This doesn't make any sense. But you usually learn how to take care of that. And that's in more of the sports and variety games than the other titles. But everything works perfectly fine here. There's only maybe one instance where I was like, I don't really care for how this controls, and it kind of takes away from the experience. But I'm running through all the games that I've played in my head, and really only one stands out. So yeah, there may be a couple where it controls differently from what you expect, but you spend, I don't know, less than a minute learning the controls because all these games are simple, and then you get right into the swing of things. So controls and any of that really aren't a hurdle for getting into these experiences. I have greatly enjoyed my time at Clubhouse Games 51 Worldwide Classics. I have more to explore, I have more to cover. I will bring you all that content in the final review, as I said, when I am allowed to share that. But so far, so good. Impressions are very positive. Obviously, you're going to get a lot more joy out of this game if you are playing it multiplayer rather than single player. But there, as I said, there is some single player content in there that I'm sure you could get a lot of fun out of. But yeah, really enjoying it. Very excited for this game to release publicly so I can get in with all my friends, because I know this is going to be in heavy rotation, just like the original Clubhouse Games was for us. So very excited about that. And that's it for today. Thanks for watching, liking, subscribing, and commenting. It's very much appreciated. Also, a huge thank you to those of you who support me on Patreon. It lets me do videos like this, the site, the podcasts, all that good stuff. So, if you'd like to learn more about the Patreon, which is just $1, you can check out the link in the description below. But as for today, that's it. I'll be back tomorrow as long as I have something interesting to show you. So until then, have a lovely day and a lovely evening, and I'll see you in a few short hours.